Здравствуйте, товарищи. And it's been a while, but it's good to be back. If you hadn't seen my previous video log that I just posted up, I'd spent the last little while moving, but everything's all settled in now. Normalcy is returning, and I'm excited to get back to recording. So I know it's been a little while since we've recorded Attila Total War, and I also happen to be joining right in the middle of battle. But all will become clear. So right now I'm fighting the African separatists, who used to be my allies, and then they decided, well, you've destroyed just about all your other enemies, so we've got to rise up and attack you for no apparent reason, even though you're much more powerful than us, and we have almost nothing to gain. But they decided to do it anyway. You know, just can't explain it. So I'm defending one of my cities from their attack. Unfortunately, I have a general who is ultimate badass. Well, he's the African general that I have is quite good. So I think even though we're outnumbered about 2 to 1, I think we're going to do okay. Mainly, the only thing they have really is, well, they have heavy spearmen, I guess. They're still only tier 1. They trying? Oh, they're gonna try and hit this thing. Yeah, that's probably not gonna do too much damage. They have a lot of catapults, but I'm not really worried about their catapults.
Our general is being attacked. Nothing remains of that tower now. Our troops are being ambushed.
I'm gonna have them hold their fire for a little bit. Well, if they're gonna charge their general right into me, that'll help. Hopefully, my men can kill him. They are gonna try and break down the barricades. They're not gonna throw spears at them, or... Okay, they are. Let's see if I can bring the cavalry in to take care of their general. Oh, well, that did not take much.
A lethal blow. General, engage.
Okay, well, once these guys break through... Alright, let's break these bastards. There they go. No!
The unit has used all available ammunition. Forward!
May as well send these guys to help push them back. Oh shit, they're gonna get bombarded, aren't they? Oh no. You just can't lose these guys. If I lose them, it's all over. Oh no! Come on, you bastards. Shit.
Ready for orders. Forward! Scout and witches! Forward! Ready and waiting.
Alright, there we go. Okay.
Advance! Scout and witches! Riders, at the double! With me now! Follow me! Engage! Advance! General! Advance! Charge! At your service! Scout and witches! Attila guards! Scout and witches! Scout and witches! Forward!
Alright, there we go. Finally, all over.
Be good. We are moments away from victory.
Guess the cavalry is not as good at mopping up the spearmen as I would have hoped. Hopefully we can get a large chunk of them. They're running away right now. I like the sad, like, Arabic music in the background. Go home and go back home, play the sad music. Well, I guess technically it's not Arabic at this point in time, because they hadn't reached into North Africa yet. No, I don't think I'm going to get much more than that. Let's see how it raked up. Well, at least we made it so there are less of them than there are of us. So I can come in and mop them up. And poor bastard took horrendous... This poor spearman group took horrendous casualties and wasn't able to accomplish a goddamn thing. Their missile units, more than anything, did the damage. 15% replenishment. I like that. Oh my god, really? Why did I start losing so many? So I've been fiddling around with something. I'll admit to. So I get sanitation. So if I am not mistaken, there comes a point in the game in which fertility of all the various areas just completely and utterly plummets. It just nosedives to the point of non-existence. And I've been running into this issue, and I'm not sure why it's so bad right now. But anyway, so I'd been running into this issue and kind of wondering how I was going to deal with it. And the obvious way is to mod the shit out of the game. So anyway, I'm not there yet, but there's a point in the game when, like I said, the fertility just completely falls apart, and I think that's one turn from now. And I was wondering, like, how do I deal with this problem? So what I did basically was I kind of wondered, I'm like, is this fertility drop, is it historically accurate? If yes, I will endure it, and if no, well, then maybe we'll change it. And it turns out it's somewhere in the middle, right? I did some research, and it turns out that around this time there was a large climate change, but it's nowhere near as bad as they make it seem in this game, where things just completely and totally, like, fall apart. So in the end, what I did is I found a couple mods that would soften the blow of climate change, so to speak. So I've got it set to a point where it ramps up slower than it would otherwise. And the reason for that is, well, one, I was completely unprepared for this to happen. So I had to change my entire economy around. And two, basically, because they go so overzealous with this, it makes the game, one, very hard to play, and two, it's not really realistic. So I thought a smoother transition would be more enjoyable and more accurate. So that's where we are now. So let me talk about a little bit how things are going. So we managed to take over a lot of territory here. Obviously, we've retaken over Constantinople. We've made some allies. We've completely destroyed just about all the barbarian tribes that would ever hope to ever oppose us. Created vast, desolate wastelands in Germany and Britain. And slowly but surely, I'm now crossing enemies off my list. And I'm at the point where there are almost none left. Besides the Huns, which are kind of chilling out around here somewhere. Who knows precisely. But they are out there. And they are waiting. So yeah. Basically, the plan is now to try and focus on my economic development as much as possible. Why is this damaged? Oh, repairing. Okay. But anyway, so basically my plan is to focus on economic development as much as possible and reducing rebellions to the point where I can get a real handle over them. So yeah, there you go. The Empire is definitely battered, but it's not beaten, not by a long shot, and we're on the road to recovery. Oh, drop this crazy weird gizmo I was playing with. So yeah, I made it to Alberta just fine. There's the FIFA World Soccer Championships are happening right next to us. What who are these guys? Bithynia. Fucking Bithynians, man. I'm not ready to declare war in Macedonia yet. In fact, well, actually I might later and come in and make them my ally, which I did to Dacia, which has been a very prosperous relationship. Because unlike my other barbarian allies, they are actually predisposed to me, and they don't attack me, and they're useful in combat. So, win-win-win. God, the poor Eastern Roman Empire, it's just getting completely picked apart. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to withstand the Eastern onslaught. I forgot. Holy shit, these guys. Completely forgot about them. Man, it's too close for me to auto-resolve. Alright, here we are. Perfect. Perfect. Do they have... Wow, how do they intend to break down the gates? With their bare hands? That's all they got. So, outcome of this battle is predicted to be a slaughterhouse. Oh no, they do have an actual, like... I have a ballista, but I don't know if that can actually take down the gate.
The enemy has been sighted.
Oh, really? They beat these guys? Oh, I guess they set their thing on fire. So yeah, there's nothing these guys can do except like beat down the gate with their own bare hands, which is not an attractive proposition, I would think. They're doing damage, some damage.
The enemy has destroyed the gates. Brace! Our walls are under attack.
Wow. That was a shame for a display. So much has happened since I've been recording. I mean, we got The Witcher 3 came out, which is phenomenal, unbelievably good game. That's the first game I've played so far that I really felt was next gen, you know, quote unquote. That I felt like this couldn't have been done on the previous console generation, even though I'm playing it on PC. But I don't know how it compares, but I figured that it's probably the exact same game on console. But then, you know, of course, because the game's so good and it's getting such universal praise, it has to be hated on by certain people and manufactured nonsense controversy, like there's not enough white people in the game, blah blah. There's not enough gender equality in the game, blah blah blah. And it's just like, who the fuck cares, man? Just enjoy a good game. Just enjoy something that people worked their asses off to produce and, you know, deliver to you in deliver to you an experience that is tough to match. And it's, yeah, I don't know, it's just getting so sad nowadays how people just can't enjoy, certain people just can't enjoy good games. Oh, and then Steam came out with a refund option, which is also pretty cool, and also complained about by certain people, because it, if you make a bad game, then you'd be angry, right? Because people can now actually get their money back for your bad game. I'm trying to think what else happened. UK election happened. I hadn't had the chance to talk about the aftermath of the UK election, which happened a month ago tomorrow. And I put my money where my mouth is on that election, and I was right on some counts, wrong on some counts, right that the Conservatives would do better than everybody thought they would. But I didn't think they'd go the distance and form a majority government, and they managed to do that. I didn't predict the utter collapse of the Liberal Democrats, although I always remember, right? I remember when I really started following polls and data and stuff like that from countries around the world. I remember looking, when I first started doing this, I remember looking at the Liberal Democrats polling numbers, and they were polling like between 5 and 10%. But various pollsters were giving them, huge seat counts for the numbers that they were pulling. They were giving them like 25 to 50 seats. And I remember thinking to myself that there's no way a national party can get 25 to 50 seats off 7% or 5% of the vote, unless their vote is like super concentrated in very specific ridings. A party like the Scottish National Party can pull off, the number of seats they did with only 5% of the national vote because their vote is so concentrated. But when you're a national party like the Liberal Democrats spread out all across the UK, it's very difficult to pull together seat numbers with low polling numbers. And I should have trusted my gut on that one, but everyone told me, like, no, these Liberal Democrat seats are safe, nothing's bad's gonna happen. Their individual MPs are popular and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, that didn't happen. So I should have trusted my gut on that one. And, yeah, and there's no greater evidence for that theory than UKIP, who's a national party, and came in third place vote total overall, and only ended up with one seat. So, sad day for them, I guess. I'm not a supporter of the UKIP party, but what I do believe is that the millions and millions of people who voted for them shouldn't have their voices robbed of them. So even if someone votes for a party I don't support, I still believe they should feel like their vote matters and has an impact on changing society. So basically, if I were a UKIP voter, I would have thought, all this, before I went to the election, I would have thought, all this political nonsense is rubbish, all this elitism and everything like that. And after the election, I would have thought the exact same way. There would have been nothing that happened to change my mind and become less cynical about the current state of things. Oh my god, is it actually going to work? Oh my god, it might actually work.
Darkness and despair. The shadow chased the sun ever southward. And behold a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. His wrath would engulf the world, and he delighted in watching it burn. The horde looked to Attila, and the world trembled. Abandon all hope.
Oh no. So for whatever reason,
This list shows all the provinces.
the mods I have chosen are not working out very well. So I'm just gonna restart the game. I'm gonna replay with these numbers. I'll be right back.